Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick, and today we have sets number 70646 and 70647. This is the Kai and Jay Dragon Master. I figured I would do both of these in the same video because they are practically exactly the same set, and you know, I've already done all three of the others, and you know, I feel like you don't want to see the same video 5 times, so let's just make it, you know, 4 times. And both of these sets contain 92 pieces, exactly the same part counts because they're, again, exactly the same set with just colors swapped and a different design for each figure and a different design for each of the plastic pieces. Both of these, you know, same exact style of box. And I did get both of these for $9, but they retail for $15 each, so $30 total for the stuff that you'll see in this review. And here we have both of the Dragon Flyers, and again, the build for these is exactly the same. You notice exactly every part on this one that's red is blue here, and vice versa. Both of them get a unique printed tile on the handle, and, you know, they're both pretty cool. I like the design of the J one quite a bit. It's a little bit more subtle than the Kai one. The Kai one shows up better on camera here. But they're both pretty good, and you know, obviously you can hold them pretty easily. If we look at the J one, the design on the wings is pretty cool. Got some electricity, you know, going through there. And I like the little dot pattern that, you know, you kind of get with this one. Kind of makes it feel a little bit more digital, which makes sense with the electricity theme, I think. The other ones don't really use a dot pattern at all, so it's not like a condition or quality issue. It's, you know, a design choice, and you know, I respect that. And obviously, you know, you just launch it like so. Obviously there's a wall here, so it didn't go further for a reason. And while we have this here, I'll show you how to get a figure inside. You pull that off. Once you have that off, you can stick a figure right in there and just attach this back and lock it up. And then you have a figure inside, and the figure will spin as the thing glides forward. So, you know, it'll just kind of glide. It's a cool little feature, and it works, well, for example, it works better than you just saw it because, you know, I don't have a space to adequately film the flight of a Dragon Master, so, you know, I'll direct you to other sites for that. And the Kai Flyer works exactly the same way. Again, I'm going to point out that there is green used in several places as kind of like a filler brick, you know, to make it easier to build. And you know, some of the sets with the colors that they choose, that's a little bit more apparent, but on every set it is green. So, you know, I just felt like pointing that out. And the really cool thing about Kai is, again, I kind of lied, he does have a little bit of a dot pattern going on, but not as much. But the really neat thing about his is that his wings are translucent yellow, for the most part in the sector. And it's not that the whole thing's made on that color plastic, it's they actually paint it somehow, like they print it trans yellow, which I'm not exactly sure how it's done, but it looks really cool and gives a really cool look. And as a result, I think this is my favorite of the Flyers, just because, like, this actual trans yellow color or design is really, really neat. And I don't know, I just think as a result his wings look the coolest. Also, you can even see the light coming through and shining on my wall. It turns yellow, gets tinted yellow. I'm pretty happy with the way that this one turned out, though, and you know, I think it's really, really cool. And I think if you want to try out the flyer mechanism, I would recommend, like, if you don't care about Ninjago and you just want to try one of these, I would recommend the Kai one, just because the wings have a much cooler design than all the other 4, in my opinion, personally at least. I don't know, maybe someone else disagrees with me, but in my opinion, I think that this is the coolest looking. Because we're looking at 2 separate sets, I'll show you the 2 separate figures separately. This one is included in the J Dragon Master set, because it's J, and again, the legs are the same between all 4 of the Dragon Masters that are not Wu, with the black design. They're pretty cool. I like the way they come out here. The torso is really neat. I like the light blue logo on the back. I just think that looks cool. And on the front, he's got the straps and stuff. Looks pretty neat. All of the ninja, kind of have the emblem back here. In this design, you'll see that again with Kai, and Jay gets both of his standard Ninjago movie facial expressions, which, those are cool. And his mask is the same as Sons of Garmadon. I think Hunted too, having the blue on the bottom and the top with the black band. Also, both of the figures get the same exact weapons, which are silver shurikens, which really cool to get shurikens in silver. Nice to stock up on a bunch of those, now that we've gotten them in gold forever. But this figure, pretty cool as well. The legs are really nice, and I like he's kind of got the little bit of cloth going over his shoulder. I think that's a cool look there. Jay had the same color arms as, his body. Kai's is different here. He's got the dark red arms. I think that's cool. And, this figure, again, came out really nicely. I like the dragon emblem on the back. And, on the front as well. And his mask is pretty cool. I believe that's the same as the Sons of Garmadon one, right? Yeah. Yeah, it is. And the face on the front, he's nice and angry. On the back, he's nice and happy. That's the standard Ninjago movie expression. I'd like to see a little bit more variety in these Ninjago movie style faces. They'd finally gotten to a point where they were introducing some newer ones for the TV show, and then they switched to the movie designs. I kind of wish that we'd get just a little bit more variety in the faces. I think the only one from the Ninjago movie who's got multiple different heads is Zane, because of the fact that, his hair doesn't cover the back of his head. And actually, Lloyd and Nia get different faces for their standard expressions, and everyone gets one in the CMF series. So I was pretty wrong with that statement, but that's okay. These both of these sets I think are good for $15. I think they're a little bit overpriced. Maybe like 12 would be fair. I like the wing pieces on both of them. I think they're both pretty decent designs, and both of these things look fine on their own. I think these are loads better than the spinner sets from Sons of Garmadon, and the figures in these ones are really, really, really nice. I think of the two, I much prefer Kai's. Kai's was actually surprisingly fantastic overall. Like, the wings were really, really cool, and the figure's actually really, really great as well. Jay is kind of just an average Dragon Master set. Like, he's no better than Cole's or Zane's, and probably worse than the Golden Dragon Master one. But, I mean, Cole, Jay, and Zane, they're all fine. It's just none of them are standouts. I think Kai was an unexpected standout of the Dragon Master line, and if you are planning on getting just one, I would recommend either Kai or the Golden Dragon Master. If you're planning on getting just one and you are a Ninjago fan, I'd recommend Golden Dragon Master, because, that's a figure that you'll probably like as a Ninjago fan. If you are not a Ninjago fan and you want to get one of these Dragon Masters, I'd recommend Kai, just because I think that the design of the actual wing piece is the coolest of them, and, the rest of it is basically the same. But I think, if you want to get one of these and you want it to look kind of cool, this is the way to go, because, the build looks the best. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys all next time. Make sure to also let me know what your thoughts on these Dragon Masters as a whole are, and, I'll see you guys. Adios.